Hello and welcome to another episode of the LNUR Line podcast for LEGO Train fans. We've got a quick podcast today just to go over the rules for the LUKR Awards. So you may be aware that the Brick Train Awards we usually help run aren't running in February as planned. We're going to take a little break for those, but we are running these awards for UK LEGO train builders to enter their models. So we're going to run over some rules and the categories in a second. Just say thank you to techbrick.co.uk who have sponsored the awards for us. So they put up 3 prizes of £40 vouchers to spend on TechBrick, which is helpful for LEGO train fans because they ship Trix bricks and S brick and circuit cubes and all the cool stuff that makes the hobby work. So we'll pass over to Henry, who's going to run us through some of the rules for the awards now.
Okay, so both renders and physical models are accepted, or I presume you can enter both renders and images for one model. Yeah. You can enter a maximum of 3 entries per category, which we'll be going over later. And the model must have been built in the last 2 years, 24 months. I presume that's completed, or is that from scratch?
Yeah, one of those. I think ideally started, but if you've done most of the work on it in the last 2 years, fine. Okay,
so most of the work's been done on it in the last 2 years. Entrants must be based in the UK and aged 16 or over at the time of entry. So no younger than that when you're entering. We're sorry. And entries aren't open to LUKR members, except in a separate category, which is the best model by an LUKR member. But if you're listening to the podcast, you're probably not a member. Good for you. Enter the main ones.
We've only got 3 listeners, haven't we?
Yeah. We're getting distracted. Models can use third-party elements, including power systems, wheels, rods, and other elements, but the majority of it must be constructed from LEGO. So the same sort of rules that applied for the Brick Train Awards regarding third-party parts. And by entering, you agree that LUKR may share images of your model submitted on its website, podcast videos, and other social media channels, including Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And have fun.
Thank you, Henry. We're going to move to Luke to talk us through the categories. Luke's camera isn't working, so you'll see my face but hear Luke's voice. Maybe I could mouth it for him as well.
Time for some editing magic. So yes, it is a very different selection when it comes to the categories. Of course, the LUKR Awards is a smaller competition, so therefore we have a smaller selection of categories. We technically have 4, with one of them being the LUKR members category, but that is kind of put to a side anyway. So the 3 main categories are as follows. Best LEGO locomotive model, which is very obvious. It's either a steam locomotive, diesel locomotive, or an electric locomotive, beg your pardon. These can take any size and shape, and there are countless models out there, so I'm very, very excited to see what comes through. Best LEGO wagon model. Again, this is somewhat similar on the basis where it kind of does what it says on the tin. These categories aren't exactly complicated, so there's nothing to exclude certain people from entering any of the categories for this competition. This can be anything from freight to passengers to one-offs. You can have express coaches, cranes, brake vans. Maybe we will see something whimsical. I remember when one of the past competitions we did, I entered a gingerbread-themed wagon that would go with the Christmas train. I, for one, like that sort of thing, and I would love to see something similar along the lines in the future. We might not, but that's my own personal wish. And the third category is the best display or railway building model. So something like a station, a signal box, a small hut that, in my mind, I picture a small hut sitting next to a bridge. I don't know where I got that from, but it's something that works next to a railway, so that's something you can enter. And I suppose other railway related areas, so like a goods yard, for example, would definitely fit in this category. So the winners will receive an LUKR Awards 2022 winners brick, and like with the rules, entries are open to all modelers based in the UK and must be 16 and over.
Thank you, Luke. Back to me talking and on screen. That's normal. So just to recap the awards are open until the 28th of February, and we're going to shut those at midnight. So you need to get your entry in by email to lnurrailway@gmail.com. And that closes at midnight on the 28th of February. I can't remember what day of the week that is actually.
Is Monday.
Thank you, Henry.
And I'm just going to clarify, it's lnurailway@gmail.com, not LNUR Railway.
Yeah.
There's only one R.
So all of the information is on the LUKR website, which is lukrailway.co.uk. If you go to the awards section, there's a page for the LUKR Awards 2022. All of the information you need on there. You can submit up to 5 photos and one link to a video on YouTube. So you can't send us a video because our inbox will get full. Just a shout out to say thank you again to our sponsors, techbrick.co.uk, for being very generous with prizes. I think that was about it. So thanks for listening to the podcast. We look forward to seeing your entries, and we will be posting as many as we can on social media. So we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and also YouTube, which this podcast will be on. So thank you, and we'll see you soon.